Hey everyone, I'm Eric. So as a manager, do you ever feel like you're just drowning in work, like you're constantly putting out fires? Today, we're going to dive into Ando Hiroki's Systematize Everything. It's a fantastic book that basically offers a lifeline. In this explainer, we'll break down how you can stop doing everything yourself and start building a team that pretty much runs on its own.
Let me start by asking you something. Are you trapped doing everything yourself? You know that feeling, right? That little voice in your head that says, if I want this done right, I just have to do it myself.
Okay, picture this. It's late. A team member sends you a report, and it's a mess. Typos everywhere, key points are missing, you know the drill. And you think, look, it's just faster if I fix this myself than trying to explain it all. So there you are, stuck at the office till midnight, rewriting their work. Does that sound a little too familiar?
Or how about this one? You feel like you've become a human reminder app for your own team. Hey, did you remember to email that client? Or hey, don't forget the project update is due tomorrow. It feels less like you're their manager and more like you're their parent, right? It's exhausting. Well, if you're nodding along, you've fallen into what the author calls the do-it-all manager trap. It's this idea that being the hero for your team actually just leads straight to burnout. So today we're going to break down the myths that keep us stuck there, talk about the solution, systematization, and I'll give you a concrete 3-step plan you can use to escape.
So this feeling of being constantly overwhelmed, a lot of the time, it actually starts in our own heads. It's rooted in a few management myths that sound good on the surface, but are actually holding you and your team back.
All right, let's kick it off with myth number 1. Our company is a family. Look, I get it. It sounds warm and supportive, but here's the reality. A company is a results-oriented team. A family gives you unconditional love and support, right? A business just can't work that way. When you treat the team like a family, professional standards start to slip, accountability kind of fades away, and your best people, they get super frustrated and eventually they leave. And then there's myth number 2, which I call the nice guy trap. It's this idea that we have to avoid conflict at all costs. So instead of giving direct feedback, we say something vague like, yeah, this is good, just, tweak it a bit. The problem is, they have absolutely no idea what you want them to fix. Clear, specific feedback isn't mean, it's clarity. It's what stops tiny little issues from blowing up into huge problems down the road. And this brings us right back to where we started, the heroism trap. We think that by jumping in, fixing the report, and saving the day, we're proving how valuable we are. But the reality is, your value as a manager isn't in doing the work anymore, it's in building a team that can do the work. Every single time you do it for them, you are literally robbing them of a chance to learn, and you're creating a team that can't function without you. So, if those are the problems, what's the solution? Well, it's a concept called systematization. And listen, this is not about turning your team into a bunch of robots. It's actually the complete opposite. It's about building a machine, a system that actually empowers your people and helps them grow. To make this super clear, the book uses this really great coffee shop analogy. Okay. Imagine 2 coffee shops. The first one is what we call person-dependent. It relies on one person, the coffee god, that's you, the manager, who makes the absolute perfect cup every time. But when you go on vacation, the quality just tanks. The second shop, though, is system-dependent. It has a super clear process. Use exactly 18 grams of beans, water at 92 degrees Celsius, extract for 28 seconds. Now anyone on the team can make a great cup of coffee. The quality is always consistent, and you can actually scale the business. That right there is the power of a system. So what is systematization, really? At its core, it's a system that lets ordinary people achieve extraordinary results consistently. The best way to think about it is as a talent growth machine. It handles all the routine stuff, the work that gets you from a 60-point quality level to an 80-point level. And what that does is free up your star players to focus on the big breakthroughs, the creative work that gets you from 80 all the way to 100. Now, any great system like this is basically built on 3 core pillars. First, you need unambiguous rules, no gray areas. Second, you need duplicatable processes that anyone can pick up and follow. And third, you need immediate feedback loops, so you can see right away what's working and what's not.
Let's zoom in on that third pillar, the feedback loops, because honestly, this is a real game changer. It's about measuring the right things. See, most managers focus on result metrics like total sales for the month. That's the outcome. It's important, yeah, but your team can't directly control it. And when you only focus on that, it makes you a judge. The better way is to focus on action metrics, things like the number of follow-up emails sent, This is the process. It's something your team has 100% control over, and it lets you step in as a coach, helping them improve the actions that actually lead to the results you want.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now, let's get super practical. Here's a simple 3-step action plan you can use to start building your own system, like tomorrow.
But before we jump into the steps, we have to lock in this mindset shift. Just burn this quote into your brain. Your value is not in doing the work, but in building a team that can do the work. Let that really sink in for a second. All right, here we go. 3 steps. Step 1 is to freeze the moment. Find one thing your team does really well, figure out the best way to do it, and write it down. Just document it. This becomes your version 1.0 standard operating procedure, your SOP. Step 2, quantify the process. Now you create those controllable action metrics we just talked about to measure how well that SOP is being followed. And finally, step 3, empower the future. You hand the whole thing over to your team. Your new job isn't to do the work, it's to be the coach, using the data from your new metrics to help them get better.
When you put all this together, what you're really doing is so much more than just changing a workflow. You are fundamentally redefining your entire identity as a manager. It's a huge shift from being the star player to becoming the championship coach.
Think about it. The old way is being the superhero employee, the one who swoops in at the last minute to save the day. It's exhausting, and you can't scale yourself. The new way is to be the championship coach, the one who designs the winning system, who creates the playbook that lets the entire team win, even when you're not on the field.
So I want you to shift your focus. Stop trying to manage people's unpredictable feelings and emotions. It's a draining, impossible job. Instead, manage the system. A good system is stable, it's objective, and it's fair. It does all the heavy lifting for you.
And that really leaves us with one final powerful question for you to think about. Are you building a team of followers, a team that depends on you for every little thing? Or are you building a system that creates independent, capable leaders?
I really hope this breakdown gives you a new way to think about your role as a manager. If you found it helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe, and maybe share this with another manager out there who might be stuck in that do-it-all trap.
And hey, we're always looking for the next great book to cover. If there's one you want us to break down, let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Eric, and I'll see you in the next explainer.